Good evening, Roehampton Club. We are doing another 45-minute Pilates class. If you have a looped band, I'm using a light looped band, then use that. If you haven't got a looped band, you can use a long band and then loop it around your legs. If you've got neither of those, then that's it. You don't have them, and that's fine. You can just work with the weight of your leg. All right, let's get up straight away. You also need a block and, of course, your mat. Stand behind your mat. Nice and tall. I think that should be all right. I might have to walk backwards and forwards a couple of times. Feet are underneath your hips. Good. And then just start off with a pelvic tilt. Actually, let's take the hand in front of our belly button and the other hand and spread your fingers out on your lower back. Now you're going to do your pelvic tilt, feeling those hips tilt and then tilt forward again. So if I show you from the side, you should feel that your stomach becomes shorter and your back longer. And then you should feel the opposite, your stomach becoming long, your back shorter. You breathe out on the tilt, you breathe in on the reverse. Try to find that pelvic floor engagement, so pull up from your genitals and back passage. And really focus on the exhale. So what I don't want you to do is breathe in like a balloon, so don't inflate your lungs like a balloon. Just breathe in naturally. And then I want you to really focus on a nice long exhale. 2 more times. And then for good hip alignment, I want your hip bones to face forward. So the tail lengthens down, the belly button pulls in, the pelvic floor is lifted. You're going to take the chin to the chest and you roll it down. Osteoporosis, you come forward with a straight back. Lean into your toes. And then a gentle inhale to bring it back to the top. Then bring those arms to about 45 degrees. And then lift your breastbone up. And feel the front line open. Never should you feel tension in that lower back. Back to the top. If we're doing anything that you have been told not to do, then of course, please don't do it. What you can do instead is an exercise a physio or your health professionals have given you. Lean into those toes and back up again. So you should feel a really lovely back line stretch. And now we go up into that front line stretch. Fabulous. And then bring the arms down. You're going to widen your legs just a little bit. Turn your feet out. Hands are in front of your chest. You're just going to go down into a squat and come back up again. Do a few more of these. I'm just going to tilt the camera down a little bit. Squat and back up. So for a good squat, you're sitting on your heels and you can wiggle your toes. If the knee hurts, you go less into a squat that's less deep. Yeah, but be careful. Don't do this. You want to sit back into your squats. You want to be able to wiggle your toes. Only as deep as you can without your knees moaning. Feel how the bum cheeks engage. Good. We're now going to raise this off the heels. So take it down. Stand up and raise off the heels. Again, so we're gently activating our calf muscles and off the heels. Go again, take it down as far as you feel comfortable and up. Make sure you're not leaning forward so there is no pressure in your toes. 2 more times. Take it down, lift it up. We've got 1 more, take it down, lift it up, and now we're going to go halfway down, halfway, and hold it still. Find how you're drawing in that belly button. Good, and now you're just going to go into a crab walk. So you're walking sideways in a nice squat and then change direction. Good, now if you think you can go lower down, we're going to go lower down if you think you can, only if your knees are happy. And do it again. Really feel your bum cheeks here. Good, if you can, we're taking it even lower down, sink, and off you go. Make sure you're not holding your breath. We're going to do the fourth and last time. So if you can, sink down again, deep into your knees. Do what you can. Try not to collapse your chest. So lift that breastbone up. You got 4, 3, 2, 1. And come all the way to the top. Good. Shake it out. You're now going to need somewhere to hold on to. A chair, a table, cupboard, fireplace, whatever. Hold on to that solid surface and just start with a calf raiser. So you just raise both heels up and both down. Up and down. Very easy on 2 feet. Just memorize the height that you've got here on a double calf raise. Same amount of pressure under each foot. Good, you're now going to lift one foot up, and now you're going to go into the single calf raises, making sure that you're not bending your knee. Good, see if you can find the same height. See if you can find the same height you had earlier. Much harder in that single. Make sure the knee doesn't bend. You've got 2 more. And now you're going to hold it. Right at the top, you're going to sink a little bit and lift. Sink and lift. Sink and lift. Make sure you stop before you cramp, okay? So if you're feeling a little bit crampy, make sure you shake it out and start again. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I hope you felt that. I did. Good. Other side. Stand on the other foot. Don't do the same twice. Up and down. You want to stand on a straight knee, please, so make sure you're not bending your knee. As high up as you can. Preferably the same height you did in your double leg. Good. And again, left and lower. Don't hold your breath. You've got 3 more. 2. You're going to hold it at the top. Hold it at the top. Good. So sink a little bit and lift back up. My knee really wants to bend. Keep it straight. Keep it straight. Don't bend that knee. You're not bending that knee. You're going up and up again. You've got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Good. Shake it out. Excellent. So we're going to go into a hamstring stretch. So we're going to stretch the back of our leg. You're going to feel it in your calf as well. So we're going to practice the foot position. You are about hip width apart. And then give me a very small stride forward and back again. So you simply a small step forward and back. The sun is sort of not in a good place to see me. So it's just forward and back. That's it. The back heel does not lift. Good. We're now going to step forward. And now we're going to pull the tail back. Front leg stays straight. Back leg bends. Come back up again. Let's try it on the other side. Forward. And then pull the hips back. Front leg is straight. Come back up again. Try it again. Pull it back. It's almost like you're sitting down on a chair with one bent knee and one straight knee. Come back up again. Good. We're now going to bring our hands above the head. And you've got a little gun here with your index fingers. Little gun above the head. Stretch it out nice and long. Gently engage the core. Step forward. And now I would like you to shoot the hole into your big toe. And shoot the big toe. That's it. Bring it back up again. Good. Nice and carefully. So breathe out and shoot your big toe. And really sit back as far as you can. Just bring the arms above the head. And again, pull the tail back as far as possible. Just keep going, changing legs. Good. Now try as you step forward to step onto your heel. Same thing. Bring the index fingers to your big toe. So step forward onto your heel. Lean back. and feel the stretch. 2 more times. One more time. Good job. And relax. Balance is up next. Widen your legs. Turn your feet out. We're going to go down into a side kneel. So you're kneeling only into one leg. The other one is straight. So if you're really tight in the inner thigh, you're going to feel an inner thigh stretch. Take it down and come back up. Do that again. Feel the inner thigh stretch. Come back up. We've got one more. Inner thigh. And up. Good. We're now only going to do one side. We're going to do one side 5 times, and then we're going to do the other side 5 times. Take it down. And on the way up, you stand on one leg. Good. Nice. Try not to drag your foot. Take it out. Take it down. Come up and stand on one foot. I've cheated there. My big toe came down. So if you need to make it a little bit easier, you take it down and you stand on the big toe and then you lift your knee up. But try not to do that if you can. So that was number 3. Take it down, come up and balance. That's number 4. Good. Last one. And take it down, come up and balance. Good job. All right, that was one side. Let's do the other side. Take it down, up and balance. So if you need to, take that toe, place it onto the floor, and then lift it up. That's number 2. 3. 4. You've got one more. And 5. Fabulous. And relax. Good job. Okay, it's time for the floor. Let's go down. Stand to the end of the mat, roll it down, come onto all fours, and start with your cat-cow. Start with your cat-cow. Trying to get the light in here to work. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. You're looking for spinal movement. You're looking for gentle stretches. In the cow, it's the front line, from the belly into your chin. In the cat, it's from the tailbone into your neck. Moving. Last one. Good. Excellent. So the next one we're going to do is a rotation. You're going to be kneeling on one knee. So I have quite dodgy knees. So I like to fold my mat in half so I have more cushioning underneath my knees. My knees are slightly wider than my hips, but not as wide as my shoulders. And then I'm going to step forward with one leg. And can you see my knee and my ankle are in one line? So I'm not stepping too far forward and I'm not stepping too close. Right underneath. My head is over the top of my hip and over the top of my knee. We are now going to lengthen the arms forward, pull the shoulders back and down, make sure the core is engaged. And now we're going to leave the arm behind where the knee is forward. So the right arm and the right knee are forward. And I'm going to open up over to the left side. And then close it again. The knee at the front now needs to be pulled outwards as you rotate. See if you can feel a nice inner thigh stretch. And close it again. So open up, breathe out. We're only going to one side, away from the knee. So I've got my right knee forward and I'm rotating to the left. I know I'm looking a little bit headless on the screen, but my head is turning as well. So my head is turning, my eye line is turning. I'm pulling my right knee out to the side. I'm breathing out as I rotate. Good, and make sure it's your rib cage that turns. You've got one more. Rotate and bring it back to the front. Good. We need to do the other side. So step forward with your other foot. Make sure you're not too narrow, otherwise you get very wobbly. Engage the core, lengthen your spine, bring the arms forward. So I have my left foot forward and my left arm stays put. It doesn't move. My right arm opens up. And I close it again. Good. Now pull your left knee away. And you should feel a gentle stretch into the inner thigh. It's not a huge stretch unless you're really tight. Gentle stretch into that inner thigh. And your aim is spinal movement here, spinal rotation. So see if you can rotate. Rather than just from the shoulder, you want to rotate the waist. See if you can rotate all the way. Let me see it. 2 more. Let me see it. Yeah, slow it down. Last one. Rotate. And back again. And then drop those arms. Good job. Okay. Unfold the mat. So you've got a looped band. If you've got a looped band, you're going to take that looped band and you're going to place it above your knees, around your thighs. If you haven't got a looped band, but you've got a long band, you're going to take this long band. Don't wrap it around twice, wrap it around only once, and then make a bow, not a double knot, like that. Okay? If you have back issues or hip issues, you might find that the band is not a good idea, but try it first before you make up your mind. Lie on your side. Good. Bend your knees. That's it. So make sure that shoulders are stacked, the hips are stacked. If everything is stacked correctly, your waist and your rib cage are lifted. And then you're going to open up your knees and close your knees. Keep your hips facing forward as you're doing this. Pull the back of your head back so the hips don't move. If you've got an assortment of band and you find the band that you're using now is too easy, then take your time to take it off and put a stronger one on. If you feel that your band is way too hard, then please put a lighter one on. If you don't want to use the band, now is a good time to take it off. You need to use the band in order to figure out which one is your level. Just look down to your knees quickly. I don't want the top knee to be shorter than the bottom knee. So the top knee is always longer or the same length as the bottom knee. Good. You've got 2 more. You should feel a nice activation here by now. 1 more, but it should be manageable. And then relax for a moment. We're now going to lengthen our legs. Good. We're going to bring the legs ever so slightly further forward. So the feet are not directly in line with the crown of the head. They're coming forward ever so lightly. And then push the bottom leg down, lift the top leg up, and bring the top leg now in line with your head. So the front leg is slightly forward. The back leg is in line with you. Good. You're going to go up and down here. That's it. Press that bottom leg into the floor. Make sure the waist doesn't dip down, so you don't want to touch the waist on the mat. Good, and I'm also not going to drop my leg further down my hip. So it's not a huge range of motion, and I've got a lengthened foot, nicely lengthened foot. Good, I'm now going to flex my foot. Flex it, and up and down it goes. all that does is contracting the other side of your leg a little bit more. So depending on the foot position, either the front line working or the back line working a little bit more intensely. Your bum is what I'm after, and your outer thigh. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3. You've got 2 more. And down we're going to hold it at the top. So you're going to lift and hold. Good. Keep breathing. Try to lengthen the leg out so you're not dipping the waist down. You're going to hold it as long as you can, okay? Have a break. Once it stops burning, lift it back up. That's it. Good job. Keep breathing. Good. We've all gone down a little bit. Let's lift it back up for 8 more counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Bend your knees. Good job. Bring all 10 fingers forward. We're going to go in a few more rotations here. So lift that arm up. Feel the rotation in the rib cage. And bring it back to the front. Good. Find spinal length, please. Spinal length. And back down again. So you don't want to feel, you know how you just, when you were holding that leg there up in the air, what you could feel was a muscle contraction. And some of you might have even felt a muscle burn. When we're doing this exercise, you should feel neither of those. What you should feel is the movement itself. So you feel with each one how it gets a little bit easier to rotate to the back. So it should release with each one of them. What you might or what you should be feeling is a little contraction from the belly button. So pulling that belly in and drawing the 2 hip bones towards you. So you're supporting the motion with your core. You've got this last one. And you should have felt that that last one compared to the first one was much deeper. So bring those arms back to the front. Fantastic. And I'll say let's do the other side straight away. So let's go to the other side. Line up your heels with your bum, with your shoulders, with the back of your head. And then keep your feet together as you open and close those knees. Just look down to your knees once more, making sure that the knees are the same length, or the top knee, ideally a little bit longer. And once you're happy with your movement, bring your head back into that good posture. The waist is lifted, the rib cage is lifted, the core is engaged. Good, and you control the down movement as well. So have a look what I can see in some of you. You're pulling up beautifully, and then you snap it back close, okay? So don't have crocodiles. You don't want to snap. You want to bring that down nice and slow. You don't even need to touch your thigh to thigh. You stop just before they touch. That's it. Make sure the hips don't move. Make sure your feet don't move. So super glue your toes together. That's it. 2 more. Last one. Good. So that should have given you a nice little activation into that bum cheek. Now extend your legs. Lengthen your legs. Bring them forward ever so lightly. Make sure your 2 big toes are exactly the same length. Hand back on hip. Lift the top leg up and bring it in line. Hang on, I've got the cupboard in the way. Bring it in line with the crown of your head. So crown of the head, belly button, hips, foot. Good. My toe is currently pointed. I'm going up and down, hip height and higher up. And what I really would like you to try to find is leg length. So you're really lengthening that leg away. And away. Good, we're now going to flex our foot. Go up and down in that flexed foot. We're controlling the up and the down. Lift and bring it down. And again, lift. Good, you've got 2 more. And then we're going to hold it at the top again. So now lift one more time. Hold and stop. Good, really lengthen that leg. Keep the foot flexed. Breathe. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. Some of you have got double chin, so the head is coming forward. See if you can look straight ahead. Pull the back of your head back. Good. Come on, keep holding it. If you need a little rest, have a little rest and then come straight back into it. If you're still with me, lift that leg up higher. That's it. You've got 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Bend your knees. Bring your legs forward. Bring your legs, I mean your arms. Bring your arms forward in line with your chest. You're going into your rotation. Make sure the core is gently engaged. So you're not arching your back. Really important. Don't arch your back. You want to draw the belly button in and tuck your tail between your legs so that the back doesn't start to work. You want to work your belly, not your lower back. And with each one that you do, you're looking for movement. Hopefully you should be able to get a little bit deeper with each one that you do. Keep lengthening the spine. 2 more. You've got 1 more. And bring it back to the front. Well done. Okay. Let's go on to our backs. Loose the block. The band is still around my thighs. And don't forget, if you haven't got a band, don't worry about it. Just don't use anything. You'll still be feeling what I want you to feel. Good. And just relax in this position. Your heels are comfortably close to your bum cheek. Good. And then you start with your pelvic tilts. So you're going to exhale to draw the pelvic floor up, to draw the belly button in, and to pull the 2 hip bones towards you. Try to push down your big toe, little toe heel. And you're breathing out as you're tilting. Let's do a few of these before we go up into our shoulder bridges. You should feel your lower back relax when you're doing this. Not the other way around. 2 more. Good. Let's go all the way to the top. Engage your shoulders a little bit more. And now I want you to clench your bum as soon as the hips lift and extend your knees away from your shoulders. Chin comes forward, please. And then you bring it back down again on the next exhale. Nice and long knees. Good. Our knees at the moment are parallel. The 2 hip bones are pulled towards the rib cage. Good. And now the only change that we do, on the way up, we're going to widen our legs. On the way down, we bring the legs back in line with our hips. So let's give that a go. So lift and widen the legs. Open up into your band. Same amount of strength on each side. And then close your thighs again as you go down. Sit. Okay, let's do it again. Tilt and lift. Open up. And then bring it back down again, bone by bone. On the next one, you can stay doing this. So you can carry on going up and down for a little bit of an easier option. But if you want, we're going up and open. Okay, now we're going to hold it up here. You'll find that your feet are slightly on the side of the foot now. The big toes are no longer on the floor. You're now going to pulse out into the band. Good. Can you just look down to your legs and just make sure that both of your legs are tracking with the same distance. So you're not allowing one leg to work harder or less. So both legs are working in exactly the same way. The two hip bones are nice and high. The tail is tucked. The tummy is engaged. The bum cheek is clenching. You've got 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees back in line with your hips and roll it back down. Bone by bone. Make sure the shoulders don't lift all the way down. Fantastic. We're now going to do exactly the same exercise again, but this time we're going to stand on our tippy toes. So stand on your toes, so bend your toes, bring the heels a little bit closer. Off we go. Pelvic tilt all the way to the top. Engage those shoulders. Keep it nice and high. Good, and open and close. You're standing on your toes. And look down on your thighs again. Make sure they work with the same strength. You've got 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Keep the heels lifted and bring it back down. Bone by bone. Excellent work. Osteoporosis, neck issues, pelvic tilts. Everybody else, hands behind your head. You're lifting your head and shoulders up. Make sure the pelvic floor lifts up and then bring it back down again. So now we're engaging our big flexor muscle, the one that runs from our breastbone all the way down to our genitals. So make sure that you're pulling the 2 hip bones towards you and you're pulling the rib cage to the hips. The lower back should not be working. The lower back should be relaxed. So we're going to hold it here. If you are with head on the floor, now imprint your lower back. Then bring your arms forward and start pulsing your arms up and down. In through the nose, out through pursed lips. You're working on stability. If you feel that your head is too heavy and the neck starts to work, then place one hand behind your head. And after about 20, you're then going to swap the arm over to the other side. Good. If you want to work harder, you can place your legs into tabletop. Or you can place your legs into a long leg. I'm turning my heels inwards. Or if you want, you can drop those legs towards the ground, only as low as you can without that lower back lifting. So now you pick your option. So tabletop, straight, or here, or feet on the floor. In through the nose, out through pursed lips. 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 81, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 99, 100. Pull your knees to the chest, bring the head down and relax. From here, we go into a twist stretch. So bring the arms out to the side and start a gentle twist. We want to try to find a stretch in the lower back here. Go slowly and develop your stretch. Don't go deep into those stretches straight away. If you have your arms at 45 degrees, so halfway between having the arms by the ear and having it lined up with your shoulders, or bring it halfway up. And if you lengthen and track your fingertips away from the shoulder, you should feel a nice chest stretch all the way from around the armpit, shoulder, all the way down into your hip. From a stretch scale from 1 to 10, 1 is you asleep, 10 is you screaming because you overstretched. I say a 3 to 6 is perfect here. You really don't want to go into positions where you have to frown. There is no benefit for you there. Good, and then bring the legs to the center. You can now take the band off. We're going to bring the arms out to the side, so they're not alongside your body. By the way, if you used a long band and you made a knot, it's really important you open up that knot because the bands don't like being knotted permanently. They do break, so open up the knot. Don't forget. Bring the arms not alongside your body, but slightly further out. So we're going to work your obliques. Your obliques are the muscles on the side of your trunk, the ones that you just stretched a moment ago. So we're going to give ourselves 2 pelvic tilts. And on the second pelvic tilt, we're going to imprint. So the lower back sits flat on the floor. You're then going to take one leg into tabletop, followed by the second. So you have to make sure that the lower back sits on the floor. You can come in with those knees a little bit, and that will shift the weight into your lower back. But it also switches off your core. So you're working much harder if the knees are directly over your hips. Good. And now we're going to go over to the side. We're going to exhale on the way back because that's the heartbeat. Exhale to pull back. Listen, if this is way beyond what you can do and your back is screaming at you, then bring your feet back on the floor and go back into your stretch. You can also change the arm position again. But if you can, start to develop the range of movement here. So drop it. And then breathe out to pull it back up again. You drop. And then breathe out. Please don't arch your back. As soon as you've got any tension into that lower back, you need to have a break. Go back to the stretch. If you can do more than this, you can go to the side, extend the top leg into a straight leg, then bring the leg back in line and over to the other side. What that does, it puts more weight into the position, so you have to grab harder with those muscles. Good. If you can do more, you probably guessed what the next level is. Instead of lengthening one leg, you're going to now lengthen both legs. Make sure that you can support this though. So only do this if your back doesn't arch when you straighten those legs. Your head position is really important here. Make sure you lift your heels to knee height. So some of you are dropping those heels down to the bum cheek. Lift the heels to hip height. We're going to do one more, please, and then we're going to go on to our tummy. Over to the side. And stretch out those legs if you want. Bring them back. And now pull those knees to your chest. And just relax. Okay. So turn onto your side and then from your side onto your tummy. Arms are in surrender. Bottom is clenched. Pelvic floor is lifted. Belly button is pulled in. What I want you to do first, before we do any lifting away from the ground, I would like you to lengthen your spine. Lengthen the spine and then relax again. So it should feel like somebody's pulling your head away from the hips. Do that a couple of times. So lengthen your spine and then relax. So we're now going to go up. So you need to engage the core. Lengthen the spine first and then lift up. If you don't want to come off your elbows, then you don't have to. Listen to your backs and bring it back down again. So I would like you to start off with quite a strong bum cheek clench as you lift this up. Quite a strong belly button pull in as well. So lengthen and then lift. Once you've done a few and you think, actually, I don't need to clench my bum quite so hard, then stop clenching quite so much. So release the bum a little bit and see if you can develop the stretch in the front of your belly if you let the bum cheeks go a little bit. But make sure if you let the bum cheeks go that you don't suddenly feel your lower back work. Good. So this is also your option now for osteoporosis. So if you've got osteoporosis, I recommend you don't do anything else. Just keep doing a few more of these. If you can do more, we're now going to rotate our head to the side. And then from here, we lengthen our spine and we lift one arm off the floor. You lean into the other arm. Bring it back down again. Okay, let's do it again. Engage the core and one cheek, turn the head, lengthen the spine, and then lift the forearm and the hand off one side and lean into the other side. Turn the head and breathe out as you lift. You're going to feel your mid back and upper back work. That's okay. What you don't want to work is your lower back. So you don't want to feel the muscle of the lower back start to grab. Just the mid and the upper. Lift and bring it back down again. You've got two more. Breathe out, lift. Take it down. You've got one more. Turn the head and lift and bring it down. Brilliant. Coming up. Come back into a cat-cow. Release that mid and upper back by moving through it. Good. Now, very exciting. We've got 2 more minutes left of our class. So we're going to fill those 2 minutes with a plank. We're not going to hold it for 2 minutes. So we're going to hold it for 1 minute. So walk back with your knees a little bit and then come forward into your plank. Tuck your tail in. Make sure you're not arching your lower back. You can be on your hands or you can go down onto your elbows. Good. So really important is that you pull. Have a look at my lower back. So this is me arching my back. I need to tuck my tail in and pull the 2 hip bones towards my rib cage. If you can do more, you're going to come off your knees. Come off your knees if you can. Good. Make sure the hips are not so low down. Lift your hips up a little bit more. The hips are just below the shoulders. Keep breathing, please. Lift the back of your heads up. Roll the shoulders down your back. You're going to find you're going to get a little bit hotter holding this. Two more breaths. One more breath. And bring the knees down. Open up your knees and sit back into a child's pose. Melt into the ground. Good, and then come up onto your knees and give me a shoulder roll. Fantastic. Well done. All finished for today. So the ones that still have a knot in their long bands, make sure you unknot your bands. Everybody else, wish you good evening. Goodbye.